So what?
I could have done that, and you know what? I would have been.
Yesterday, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson released all of the January 6th footage as promised by him that he would do when he became Speaker of the House. Here's one of my favorites.
Yes, the media is going crazy after this leak audio. I don't know if you have seen this. I'm going to play that so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
You told them you were going to go up to the Capitol. Were you just?
I was going to, and then Secret Service said you can't. And then by the time I would have, and then when I got back, I wanted to go back. I was thinking about going back during the problem to stop the problem, doing it myself. Secret Service didn't like that idea too much.
So what?
And I could have done that, and you know what? I would have been very well received. Don't forget, the people that went to Washington that day, in my opinion, they went because they thought the election rigged. That's why they went.
Yes, Trump is being charged with 4 crimes in Washington, D.C. for trying to change the result of the 2020 elections. The federal government has filed charges against him. Now, when you take a look at this audio, it is very clear. Trump wanted to go to stop what is going on. Secret Service actually stopped him to do that. But what we get from the media today is totally different. Some says he was just sitting there watching the TV. He was doing this, he was doing that. Like, he didn't even care. Now, when you look at how the media had to portray him, giving some kind of impression, like people coming up to testify.
That is coming out now is proof that a lot of the people that have been arrested and charged and sentenced probably maybe shouldn't have been. I'm hoping what happens from this is that lawyers can use this footage in order to get those people out of jail, maybe get a lot of the charges dropped, could possibly gear up for a lawsuit. It's also showing how this was probably more than likely an inside job. That's Nancy Pelosi's daughter, who is a filmmaker. There are a lot of people that have lost faith in Mike Johnson, and I kind of was one of them almost out the gate when the first thing that he said when he became Speaker of the House is that we need to stand. And I was like, dude, are you Mike Johnson has kept all of his promises. No more aid to Ukraine, and he hasn't. He also hasn't gotten a package sent to Israel either.
So something has happened in the last couple of hours. One is that Fani Willis in Fulton County, Georgia, has asked for the trial to be set, I believe, on August 5th in that case. What's fascinating about that is it suggests that she thinks that the documents case in Florida is not going to happen at all before the election because there's going to be a hearing on that in March about whether to move it. I do think that the federal trial on election subversion charges is going to happen in March or April at the latest, and I think we will see several months of a trial. I don't think people have quite gotten their heads around what it's going to look like when there is the potentially the presumptive frontrunner for the Republican nomination sitting in a courtroom every day. You have to attend as a criminal.
Yeah, in March or April.
In March or April for many, many weeks going
forward. And this is the classified documents case?
No, that's the J6 case. That's
the January 6th case.
That is the January 6th case before Tanya Chutkin in Washington. The documents case, which is Eileen Cannon, which is in Fort Pierce.
Oh,
Florida.
that one she's delaying.
I believe she will delay that past the election. If the Georgia one goes ahead, and I'm skeptical of that, in this time frame of August, then that would basically mean Trump is on trial the entire general election. And that's an astonishing thing to get your head around.
Yesterday, a New York appeals court lifted the gag order that's supposed to keep Trump from talking about the court staff, like the clerk, et cetera, for the ongoing. This is the civil fraud trial. And I have to apologize to you people. I'm sorry. There are so many court cases
there
against
are a lot.
Donald Trump.
And there's 2 gag orders. I mean, you're talking about one.
It's very difficult, and we really. I'm sorry to be. It's tough. It's tough to keep all this straight.
Trump case just took another unexpected turn after CNN. One leak audio. According to this article, ABC News has new audio of former President Donald Trump saying that he wanted to go to the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, and that he would have been very well received, but the U.S. Secret Service would not let him. On March 18, 2021, just over 2 months after the Capitol riot, Trump talked to Jonathan, the chief Washington correspondent for ABC News. Trump said, if you look at the real size of that crowd, it was never reported correctly. It is the biggest crowd that I've ever spoken in front of by far. Trump explicitly stated that he wanted to be taken to the Capitol to stop the problem, which appears to suggest that he wanted to speak out against riot and vow. After Kerry said, "You told them you were going to go up to the Capitol," Trump replied, "I was going to," and then Secret Service said, "You can," and then by that time I will have. And then when I get back, I wanted to go back. I was thinking about going back during the problem to stop the problem, doing it myself. Second Service didn't let that idea too much. And I could have done that, and you know what? I would have been very well received. Don't forget, the people that went to the Washington that day, in my opinion, they went because they thought the election was real, and I believe you saw that video. Trump is being charged with 4 crimes in Washington, D.C. for trying to change the result of the 2020 elections. The federal government has filed charges against him. The trial is set to start on March 4th, which is the day before Super Tuesday. Trump has also been indicted in 3 other jurisdictions. A former lawyer for Trump gave back better than he got from CNN during an appearance on her show on Thursday after she tried to put him down over the former president, referring to special counsel Jack Smith as deranged. I think part of it will be people say Trump is a challenging client to have. I mean, he had a lot of attorneys who have come to work for him and then left the case. There is a bit of chaos with the New York team right now, as well as colleagues said during the segment per Mediate. When you look at this and you look at what he's been saying in the special counsel investigation, you used to work at the Justice Department, you know, Jack Smith, who is the special counsel, when Trump calls him deranged and a psychopath, do you think those are terms that you will use to describe Jack Smith, calling press? Look, what I would do is focus again as a lawyer, as somebody who has been a prosecutor altogether for 27 years. Before I went private, I focus on the conduct. I mean, that to me is the different situations for a person running for president being indicted in this unprecedented and creative, and I put quote around the types of indictment. Former Attorney Jim Trusted responded.
Talking about bots. But I don't know what she's talking about. But the thing that somebody pointed out was, I would like people to identify themselves, because they write mean things to me, and then I look up their handle and it always says, love Trump, love Jesus. I love Jesus too. You know, we all love Jesus. But they love Trump and Jesus? That's an oxymoron right there.
Yeah.
But
That's right.
here's the downside to saying people have to identify themselves.
Yeah.
Someone pointed this out before.